The British saw the Patriot militia as untrained, unreliable, and easy to intimidate. Soldiers who would turn and run. They'd seen it before and expected it again. But this time, they were wrong. The militia turned this brutal battle into something the British never saw coming. When people talk about how the American Revolution ended, they usually say one word, Yorktown, which is fair. That was kind of a big deal. But there's a reason where the Revolutionary War was won is on South Carolina's license plate. One of the bloodiest and most important battles of the entire American Revolution is barely mentioned in textbooks. I know because it's not in the textbook I use, even though it's the battle that finally broke the British in the South. Without this brutal 5-hour battle in the South Carolina woods, no Yorktown, no surrender, and no United States as we know it. Welcome to Eutaw Springs, the most important Southern victory that you never heard of, unless you're a history buff or from South Carolina. I'm Nick Ferroni, history teacher and your host of Historically Correct. Now look, I may be a Yankee from New Jersey, but even I know when it came to swinging hard for independence, South Carolina showed up. So, I'm tracing the Palmetto State's revolutionary roots, battles, betrayals, and swamp-born legends. From a cannonball bounce to a guerrilla warfare genius and brutal backcountry brawls. South Carolinians may be polite, but don't cross them. This is Historically Correct. September 8th, 1781. The British still control Charleston, but there's one big problem. General Nathaniel Greene. Greene's been running the most annoying campaign imaginable, avoiding big battles, bleeding the British dry, and forcing them to defend territory they can't actually control. And now, at a place called Eutaw Springs, Greene finally turns around and says, enough running, let's do this. Here's what makes Eutaw Springs different from almost every other battle in the South. This is basically the Patriot All-Star team. Every major commander in the South shows up. Along with Nathaniel Greene and the Swamp Fox Francis Marion, we have Light Horse Harry Lee, William Washington, yes, George's cousin, Militia Commander Andrew Pickens, and future Maryland Governor John Eager Howard. It's like the Avengers assembled, but with muskets. And on the British side, an army of 2,000 and the most battle-hardened officers still left in South Carolina, led by Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Stewart. This isn't a skirmish. This is a full-scale professional battlefield. And then something wild happens. The British assume the Patriot militia will collapse. They don't. They don't panic, they don't scatter. They hold the line and fire as many as 17 volleys. And then they start advancing. For British officers who spent years calling American militia useless, this isn't just defeat, this is an identity crisis. The amateurs didn't fold. This battle lasted for more than 4 hours, possibly 5, from 8 in the morning to about 1 in the afternoon, and it was brutal. Artillery is firing point blank, officers are dropping, muskets turn to bayonets, and bayonets turn to fists. This isn't cinematic, this is survival. About 550 of Greene's men are killed, wounded, or missing. That's 25% of his army. And the British suffered over 800 casualties, nearly half their force. One of the highest casualty percentages the British suffered in the entire war. Even though the British technically held the field, strategically, the war in South Carolina was over. Eutaw Springs effectively collapses the British backcountry network, their food, their supply lines, and their ability to support Cornwallis. A few weeks later, Cornwallis will find himself trapped at Yorktown with no supplies and no way to escape. And we all know how that turned out. Eutaw Springs didn't end the war, it just made sure the British couldn't win it. All right, blood, sweat, and the end is near. It's pop quiz time. Thank you so much. The last thing you thought when you were taking your beautiful pups to the park was you'd be taking a pop quiz.
Indeed.
All right, when was the last time you took a pop quiz?
Oh gosh. Well, actually, you know what? I just became an American citizen. So for me, it was recent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where from?
I'm from Canada originally.
Canada?
Yep.
How much about South Carolina history do you know?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Know that a lot of the American Revolution history is funneled through South Carolina.
You couldn't be more right. First question, and I'll read the multiple choice options for you as well.
Okay.
Which British general was cut off from reinforcements because of the Battle of Eutaw Springs? Was it Henry Clinton, Charles Cornwallis, Bannister Tarleton, or Benedict Arnold?
That name sounds familiar, but I don't think that's it.
It's not it, that's right.
What was the second one you read?
The second one was Lord Cornwallis.
I'm going with that one. It
You
sounds
are?
kind of British.
It is very British.
I feel like I could be very wrong.
All right.
How about B?
Cornwallis? Is there one name that stands out to you?
That's what I was going to say.
What were you gonna say?
Cornwallis.
Are you sure?
Oh gosh,
No.
yes.
Oh, Charles Cornwallis.
Cornwallis?
Yeah.
Final
Well,
answer?
if you're referencing towards the end of the American Revolution, it's probably going to be Cornwallis in that respect, potentially for being cut off near Charleston, right as they executed the retreat, I believe.
I feel like you're a history teacher. Yeah, that's perfect answer. I couldn't have said it. Yeah, it was Cornwallis. Little does he know that a few weeks later, that's when everything was going to fall apart at Yorktown. So it is
Awesome.
Cornwallis.
Great.
Yeah, Eutaw Springs effectively collapses the British backcountry network.
Wow.
Yeah. It's, again, we always know about the big battles, not the little ones in between. Next question. Great start. Is it true or false? So we have a 50-50 chance.
All right.
About 25% of Greene's army, Nathaniel Greene, who's the American general, 25% of his army becomes casualties at the Battle of Eutaw Springs. So 1 out of every 4 is dead, wounded, or captured.
And you said he was American?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what side? Or wait.
Well, casualty not only includes people that are killed, but also people would be taken out of the conflict. So 20% may have actually been a low estimate by that time. So I'd probably say potentially false for higher.
False.
False?
True.
True. One of those is definitely correct.
I know, I have good odds, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with true.
Yeah, true. Let's go with true.
I'm going to go true.
True. And that is correct. But it didn't stop Greene. 25%, 1 out of every 4.
Wait, did I get a prize?
You're going to get a gift card. All right?
High five.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Good
Nice
job.
I just want to stress the fact that you're Canadian. You're probably going to get 100. And some of my students who have me would not. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Next question. Why is Eutaw Springs called the Patriot All-Star Team? It had the largest number of soldiers. Every major Patriot commander in the South was there. George Washington showed up. Or all the above.
All of the above.
All the above.
Yes.
I love all of the, I thought B, but I really like all of the above. I wish it was all of the above. I like all of the above.
I want it to be all of the above.
All right, B or E? B or D?
All of the above.
All of the above. We're going with all of the above.
Usually the all of the above is a good answer on that one. I would say based on the historical context, if it's going to be towards the end of the American Revolution, that would be meaning that most of the generals were probably congregating and trying to end a war there. So I'd probably go with all of the above for Washington's location, probably most of the generals, and the concentration of troops.
Largest number. Every major Patriot was there.
Largest number.
Largest number. Final answer?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Every major Patriot there, or George Washington?
Patriot there.
I would say, what were the first 2 choices?
It's the largest number of soldiers on both sides, or every major Patriot commander in the South showed up.
Every major showed up.
And is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right, good. Hey, great job. There you go. Yeah. All the above would be like the perfect movie.
It would be. It
all right,
would be.
It's all right. I mean,
Well,
you
that's how it's
technically-
gonna- that's how it's going to be told in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
You said B, but you wanted D. So I'm gonna give you credit for B that one. Okay, you were going in the right direction. Every major commander in the South was there, except Washington. It'd be cool if Washington rode in, but it was like every major commander: Light Horse Harry Lee, William Washington, his cousin, Andrew Pickens, and future Maryland Governor John Eager Howard. You know, they all showed up. So that was definitely like the Patriot All-Star Team, which explains why they did so well.
It almost sounds too good to be true.
It does really sound too good to be true. Last question. What shocked the British officers the most during the Battle of Eutaw Springs? The Patriot uniforms. They were that flamboyant. French troops. Militia holding their ground and firing 17 volleys. or the heat?
I feel like the British would have been surprised by the heat the entire time of the
true.
war. The French getting involved in the war was definitely a good highlight and a turning point in there, but I'm probably going to go with, towards the end of the war, how the French helped us turn the militia into an actual fighting force in that time. I'd say probably my best bet is the militia holding their line.
The militia.
17 times they had to load it.
I'm going that one.
That one?
It's oddly specific.
It is, right?
Yeah,
That's a good call. Yeah, it is oddly specific.
that's what I'm going with.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I think it's the heat.
I'm gonna go with the
The militia volleyball.
the militia.
All
yeah.
right, that was my gut choice. All right, C. We're going with C.
C, the militia holding their ground.
Holding their grounds. You think that would shock the British, that the citizen soldiers actually?
I think it would shock me.
It would shock everybody, and it did shock the British. That's correct. Great job. The British thought the American militia, who were like farmer soldiers, were useless, but they held the line and fired 17 shots in a time when you had to load the gun, take like 30 seconds.
Those kind of people,
All right.
though.
Honestly, very impressed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great job, 4 for 4. Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure. You're the calmest quiz taker I've ever seen in my entire life, Mindy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. If you ever want to come teach my history class, man, I'm dead serious. The impact of Eutaw Springs didn't stop when the shooting did. The Continental Congress called it a most signal victory, meaning it was pretty important. And they awarded Greene the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest honor Congress could give. Only a handful of people got one during the entire war. Daniel Morgan and Mad Anthony Wayne were 2 other recipients. South Carolina's governor used the victory to issue a full pardon to any resident who had joined the British, basically saying, it's over. Come home and let's hug it out. And culturally, Eutaw Springs is the only battle from any war mentioned in a state song. And I heard it's on every South Carolinian's playlist. Probably. Congress even tried to make this place a national park in 1936. Now, it's still technically the law. It just never happened. Which is kind of the perfect metaphor for this battle. Because it's such a big deal, yet most people don't even know about it. Visit Eutaw Springs Battlefield. This is where the British lost the South right before losing the war. Walk the field, stand in these woods, because this brutal battle didn't give us a famous ending, it changed how it ended. And check out the libertytrail.org and download the Liberty Trail app to explore South Carolina's crucial role in the American Revolution. And please support the American Battlefield Trust to ensure that these historic places are never lost or forgotten. The Revolution's heart beat loud in South Carolina, where underdogs outsmarted empires and backcountry brawlers landed some knockout punches. But the fight for freedom didn't stop here. Another state, another revolutionary story, and some more pop quizzes. See you soon for more Historically Correct as we continue to celebrate America's 250th birthday. You guys ready to keep this historic adventure on the Liberty Trail going?
Yeah, Nick.
All right, let's do it.